Good morning. My name is Francis Creighton, and I'm the president and CEO of Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America. I'm here today to welcome you to the first round of this year's Brand Battle Tournament. This is the alcohol industry's premier pitch competition. And over the next few days, you're going to see and hear from some of the industry's newest and hottest wine and spirits brands battling it out category by category to compete in the 2024 Brand Battle Championship. This year's championship battle is going to be held on stage at Access Live in Las Vegas with the who's who from the industry in attendance. A panel of expert judges are going to crown the 2024 Brand Battle champion. Winners of previous brand battles have earned distribution partnerships and become some of the hottest brands in the U.S. wine and spirits marketplace. For the industry professionals and valued partners in attendance today to support our craft brands, welcome. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of WSWA and its members nationwide, we wish all the brands and representatives who have chosen to compete not only in the Brand Battle tournament, but in the U.S. wine and spirits marketplace, we wish you all the best. Now, I'd like to introduce Jonathan Pogash, our host for today's tournament. Jonathan, also known as the Cocktail Guru, is one of the premier cocktail consultants and bartenders for restaurants and spirits companies. His signature cocktails can be seen, and I've probably enjoyed a few myself, in many of North America's most upscale cocktail lounges and restaurants. He's got over 25 years of experience in the hospital industry, and Jonathan shares his insights with the most influential publications from around the world, really, and contributes his unique talents to morning television shows, national radio. He's been involved with the Brand Battle competition couple of times before, and is really an industry influencer, entrepreneur, restaurateur, and most importantly, I think, a friend to all of us in the wine and spirits business. So, Jonathan, thanks for being here, and I'll turn it over to you.
It is my absolute pleasure being here once again. I'm so excited. Thank you so much, Francis. That was a wonderful introduction. And yes, hopefully you have enjoyed some of my cocktails throughout the years at various establishments. Well, I'm thrilled to be your host today for the vodka, gin, tequila and mezcal, and whiskey and scotch tournaments all going on today. I've been a longtime friend and partner of WSWA, and I've always looked forward to this brand battle. It really is a terrific opportunity to see, hear, and taste new brands on the forefront of growth and opportunity. And today, you'll be hearing from 6 different vodka and gin companies who will each spend a few minutes presenting information about their products. After each presentation, the judges will have a few minutes to ask questions and provide feedback. I encourage all of you at home watching to add your own questions and thoughts right there in that chat box at the bottom of the screen. We'll do our best to answer all the questions that come through during the tournament. At the end of today's competition, we will announce our category winner from our judges' votes. The winner of today's tournament will move on to the championship brand battle live on stage in Las Vegas on Tuesday, January 30th. Mark your calendars. All righty, let's get to it. I'd like to first start off our competition by introducing the esteemed panel of judges that we have here today with us. Very excited about this. Together, this group of wholesalers and retailers represent businesses varying in size from across the country and bring over 100 years of combined experience and expertise in the wine and spirits industry. These industry leaders are always looking for the next up-and-coming brand. From Southern Glazer's Wine and Spirits, we have Ray Lombard, who was recently promoted to the Executive Vice President and General Manager for Craft Spirits. Wow, congrats, Ray. In his current role, Mr. Lombard drives the strategy for Southern Glazer's Craft Spirits portfolio. This includes overseeing the company's new craft spirits division across the country and leading all craft spirits sales and support functions as part of Southern Glazer's new SG Plus, enhanced customer service, fine wine, and craft spirits strategy. In addition to these responsibilities, Mr. Lombard manages craft spirits supplier onboarding, contracts, management, marketing, and performance, and directs Southern Glazer's highly successful fleet advertising program. He is also a WSWA Access Craft Advisory Council founding member and wholesale advisor. Simone Bianconcini joins us from RNDC. Simone is the VP Supplier Business Development Heritage Division, where he and his team focus on emerging brands. Simone has been with RNDC for over 26 years, where he began his career as an analyst and worked in operations before leadership roles, including area manager for the Gallo and the Brown-Forman divisions. Most recently, he was the vice president of sales in Kentucky. Simone and his team focus on sharing best business practices across the country to create a consistent craft spirits portfolio strategy that is easy to navigate. He is also a WSWA Access Craft Council wholesale advisor. Welcome, Simone. Next up, we have Lacey Sadoff, fourth generation owner and president of Badger Liquor, the largest wine and spirits distributor in Wisconsin. With a background in marketing, Lacey places great value on branding, image, and consistency. She really has cracked the code of the distributor no longer being seen as the middleman in the three-tier system, but instead the solid bridge that makes it all happen. She was instrumental in creating Badger University, which provides in-depth training in every aspect of the business through in-person classes and online courses. A champion of women and diversity in the workplace, Lacey was a founding member of the Wine and Spirits Wholesalers of America Women's Leadership Council, and her philanthropic footprint is seen all over Wisconsin. Welcome, Lacey. Tony Abou-Ghanem, longtime friend and colleague of WSWA and of me, is the modern mixologist. Tony is widely regarded as one of the pioneering and leading bar professionals in the world and is the author of The Modern Mixologist, Contemporary Classic Cocktails, which offers readers an in-depth look into spirits and ingredients available to today's mixologists, both professional and amateur alike. As one of the nation's ambassadors of the U.S. Bartenders Guild and associate member of the Museum of the American Cocktail, Tony continues to educate about the history and lore of cocktails. He also operates his own beverage consulting firm, specializing in bar staff training, product education, and cocktail development. So happy to see you, Tony, and to have you here. And last but certainly not least, please welcome from Eater Brothers, Justin Lenig. Justin, a veteran of the restaurant industry, found his love of wine and spirits upon graduating from Dickinson College and a move to New York City. A graduate of the Wine and Spirits Education Trust and a 7-year veteran of wine and spirits distribution as a sales consultant and marketing manager for Eater Brothers Fine Wine and Spirits, Justin continues to find his passion in the beverage alcohol segment. Thank you so much for joining us, Justin. Thank you all for participating as judges, really, for today's competition. I do look forward to hearing your feedback for the contenders and their products. Okay, now let's get to the part where you all registered to see our contenders. This category really received one of the largest number of entries and had an extremely competitive group of companies. We are so excited to hear from 6 unique companies who were selected to talk about their products, representing a wide variety of new brands. The brands we will hear from today are Revivalist Garden Gin, Vodka, Unicorn Distillery, Gin Sorgin, Delta Dirt Distillery, Vodka Friday. All right, now that we know the players, let's get started. Please welcome our first contenders of this tournament, Dan Avellino. Dan and his brother Scott co-founded Botnery Bar and Distilling and are the makers of Revivalist Garden Gin and Resurgent Botanical Whiskeys. They bring over 25 years of experience and are committed to making the highest quality, all-natural spirits with no additives. Take it away.
Great, thank you. I'm Scott Avellino, co-founder and COO of Botaniry Bar and Distilling, makers of Revivalist Garden Gin. Our distillery is not your average distillery. We've got this fantastic mix going on. Imagine industry veterans teaming up with a co-op of sustainable botanical farmers and herbalists. It's like a dream team where experience meets eco-conscious vibes. You won't find anything like it. We have partnered with the industry-leading branding firm Sandstrom Partners to develop an amazing package. We've also recruited industry veterans to guide us on marketing, sales, and finance. But it gets even cooler than this. At the core of our distillery is this fantastic network of farmers and herbalists. These folks are on a mission, cultivating sustainable botanicals with a passion you can actually taste. They're not just growing plants, they're shaping the very soul of our spirits. Revivalist Garden Gin isn't just another craft gin. Like a garden in a bottle, Revivalist is a testament to the beauty found in nature. Take our bottle, for example. It tells our story in every detail, from the initial seed of an idea to a fully realized distinctive gin. Each element of the design is an homage to the selected botanicals sourced from around the world and in our own backyard. The lush green hue of the bottle is reminiscent of a flourishing garden and is a visual reminder of the abundance of nature. The pinnacle of the creative process was the unique garden faucet top. It's a symbol of the light source for every garden, water. Made with precision, the top reflects the very nature of Revivalist Garden Gin. It's an elixir crafted from a well-tended garden. Altogether, the bottle was designed to convey what Revivalist delivers, a botanical adventure in every sip. Our gin recipe was developed in collaboration with Brendan Bartley, master mixologist at Bathtub Gin in New York City and LA. We took more of a purposeful approach to the recipe creation. We went beyond taste considerations to craft this amazing spirit. First, we searched for farmers who were aligned with our commitment to sustainability and the concern for environment to source these botanicals. Once we identified reputable and eco-conscious botanical farmers, we developed a list of ethnobotanicals. Yes, ethnobotanicals. They're botanicals with a purpose that have been used for culinary, holistic, and healing purposes by cultures from around the world for millennia. And in doing so, we not only created a world-class gin, but we also honored the traditions and significance of each carefully selected botanical in our recipe from root to fruit. Some botanicals are ashwagandha, considered the most important life-enhancing herb in Ayurvedic medicine. It adds herbaceous notes, while hemp contributes an earthiness, and floral notes come from rose hip and rose petal. Instead of the usual lemon, lime, or orange peel, we added lemon verbena, which adds a citrusy twist, while our plum imparts undertones of stone fruit sweetness. We put juniper in a supporting role rather than front and center like a London Dry. This gives our gin much more versatility. Our core audience represents more of a psychographic than a demographic. The Revivalist audience is composed of wellness seekers, foodies, sipsters, and cocktailians. They are discerning explorers in search of better for you, quality products that fit their lifestyle. It's not just about purchasing a product they want. It's about supporting a brand that shares their values. Our go-to-market strategy stands as a comprehensive framework for our brand success. Currently, we are in the process of evaluating potential national and international distribution partners, recognizing the pivotal role they play in our growth. To fortify our market presence, we're expanding our sales and marketing team, acknowledging that the importance of having our own dedicated individuals actively supporting our distribution partners in the field.
Just about 30 seconds, Scott.
Sure. Engagement with prominent retailers such as the Pennsylvania Liquor Control Board, ABC Wine and Spirits, and Total Wine have already been completed and ready to launch in January. We also have other discussions with major retailers as well. Our Liquor to Lips program, supported by a dedicated activation team, is a robust element of our strategy, ensuring that consumers directly experience our brand. We believe that Revivalist Garden Gin has the opportunity to be in the industry's most iconic gin brand. From raw ingredients to super premium spirit to an elegant packaging, Revivalist is a natural choice for the discerning national and international consumer. Thank you so much for everyone, and good luck to all the contestants.
Thank you, Scott. Dan is your brother. Thank you so much.
No problem. Thank you.
Yes. All right. So I've got a bottle of it right over here. Let's go ahead and move to our judges, shall we? Lacey, what do you have to say?
Hi, everybody. Hi, Scott. Thank you so much for sharing your brand with us. My first call out has to be to the bottle. I love gin, but I also love gardening. So when I got the bottle in the mail, I love the garden hose top. So kudos to that. I also really appreciate the plant-based and the plant forward of your brand. I'm wondering what your launch strategy would be in terms of where you would like to go in the country state-wise first, because I know the things you're talking about are happening and they're trendy, but they aren't as quick to get to market in certain places, like Wisconsin, where I'm from. So I'd just like to hear a little bit more about how you plan to grow in the country.
Sure, absolutely. So as I mentioned, we are discussing and researching potential national distribution partners. We're expanding our own sales team to support those partners. But more importantly, as far as our liquor to lips and our digital marketing efforts, we are concentrating on the major metropolitan areas on the East Coast first to make sure that we can grow intelligently and not overgrow and expand past what we can support. And we will be basically looking for our influencers, our digital, and social media influencers on a micro level, like who's really important in those metropolitan areas, but more on a macro level. So we have a very robust digital marketing campaign that we can really gear towards each individual major market that we're hitting.
Ray, I'd love to know your thoughts, your perspective. Oh, it looks like you're on mute.
Apologies there. So as far as your liquid to lips strategy, how are you gonna get that connection with the consumer? How are you gonna entice them to attach to your brand? And how is it going to be more of an on-premise strategy? Is it going to be more of an off-premise approach? And from a mixability standpoint, have you found anything that's going to be unique to owning a brand with Revivalist?
Absolutely, great question. So we do. We have a team that's dedicated to doing tastings in on-premise and happy hours and working with mixologists. Like I mentioned, Brendan Bartley, we've already begun a very robust cocktail menu. And we've also have a team that will be going, off-premise, that will be, providing samples and things like that. Again, partnering with influencers and geofencing around certain major metropolitan areas. We have developed, with Brendan's help, some really great cocktails that are going to help us get that recognition and really help people really understand what we're doing. A lot of times there's some other gins that do better with a lime or a lemon or a cucumber. Our gin, especially our martini, pairs really well with a plum, sugared plum. So
I'd love to get from a modern mixologist perspective, because we're talking about cocktails here. Tony, we've got time for a quick one. What do you say?
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Scott, for the great presentation. Really enjoyed your gin. Ditto the comment on the packaging. Found the notes to be very complex and unique. I was just curious, when we were talking about cocktails, Jonathan, great Vesper gin right here that makes a beautiful Vesper. You bottled it at 42% ABV. I always kind of lean to a little higher proof on gin to push those botanicals all the way through on the palate. Is there a reason you finalized it at 42%? Did you try it at higher proofs?
We did. We tried it at higher and lower proofs. We really felt what we really wanted was the plum to marry well with the rose petal and lemon. And we found that at 42%, that gave us the most amount of the plum and the lemon and rose petal. When we went to higher proofs, we got more of the juniper and more of the herbaceous notes of it. And we wanted it to be a little bit more fruitier and floral.
All right, awesome. Well, Scott, thank you so much for kicking us off. Now let's move on to our second competitor. We have Anthony Packwood representing OVO Vodka. Anthony brings a wealth of experience in sales and consulting that led to his involvement with OVO Vodka. OVO has a strong commitment to vodka without compromise, and while leaving the world a better place than which we found it. Welcome, Anthony.
Hello, friends. How are we doing? Thank you for the kind introduction. It's lovely to see everybody. My name is Anthony Packwood. I have the pleasure of being the CEO and one of the co-founders of OVO Vodka. Quick disclaimer, I am from Northern England. I am over-caffeinated. I speak very quickly. So for every reason you can't understand me, raise your hand and I'll slow down accordingly. Okay, less about me, more about the good stuff. OVO stands for Our Five Oceans, the five being the Roman numeral V. And we are proud to be the smoothest vodka on the planet that helps save the planet and encouraging our consumers to drink for a higher purpose. Bold statements, but I back them up. How are we the smoothest vodka on the planet? Great question. John and I, my business partner, we are from Liverpool, not the biggest vodka consuming area in the world. So it's always been a base vodka to it, vodka and Coke, vodka and Sprite, things of that nature. We got off the plane in 2016 after grad school, and all of a sudden we're invited to these very fancy happy hours where it's vodka martinis, vodka on the rocks with a twist, even vodka and soda. And we developed a real passion a clear, crisp flavor profile of vodka. So mulling that in with our cause, we wanted to make sure that our juice was as pure as our cause conscious mission, which I'll get to in a little bit. So how do we make it so smooth? We get our premium American corn, we distill it 6 times. We use active carbon filters and reverse osmosis to make sure any impurification is taken out of our vodka whatsoever. And we have a secret ingredient, which I'll never share. It's essence of rose, which we've diluted to a point where there's no, you can't taste the rose. We've tried. I've got the 10,000 hours, I promise. You can't taste the rose, but it was an ingredient we found really takes the bite away that some vodkas do have. And it's something we want to just throw on the rocks, squeeze a lemon and lime, and you're good to go. And we've been lucky enough to win a few awards on our way. How do we save the planet? Another classic question. Although we partner with the lovely folks at Bye Bye Plastic based in Miami. Based on the donation we give for every bottle sold, it's equivalent to taking 12 plastic bottles out of the ocean, based on how our donation funds their international claims. So does it stop there? No. We're looking to build a community, and we've so far been very successful in building a lot of avid ambassadors around not only the juice, but also our mission to make our oceans cleaner. This bottle in particular is our new shiny bottle. It is completely plastic free. So the label is cooked on. And then this is, I'm going to say it wrong, biolepharin, which is a bacteria instead of plastic as our seal. So we really are constantly looking to embody our mission statement. The community engagements that we do, they've been the bedrock of why we've been able to grow so quickly in such a short period of time. We do community events. We invite volunteers to come down, clean up the local area, the waterfront, and then afterwards we'll host a fantastic happy hour with the good stuff at one of our partner retailers. And it's been the vehicle that we used as the catalyst. And it was that moment where John and I were sitting there going, I think we might be on to something here. And so let's talk about the business. We got our first cases landed in sunny Hoboken, New Jersey in November 2021. We self-distributed for the first 18 months, working, learning so much about the industry from 2 lads off the plane from Liverpool. And we're lucky enough to pick up 168 on and off-premise customers along the way, both in New Jersey and New York City. Then the lovely folks at Cola Distribution were like, you seem nice. We were like, well, you seem nice as well. So that was our first distributor that allows us to break the glass ceiling. Based on the performance from when we launched in July 7th, and the depletion rates we were able to achieve, I'm very, very proud to say we've just launched in Connecticut and Florida with our distribution partners there. And we have a launch scheduled in Massachusetts and Rhode Island next month. So
just about 30 seconds left.
Thank you, my friend. So what's in the future for OVO? From a growth perspective, I want to show these markets are performing in the way in which we've been able to do so in our local markets. And we also aim to launch in Texas later in the year. Also from an ESG perspective, we've got a very ambitious poster on our wall to take out 1 million plastic bottles out of the oceans during the lifespan of our business. We want to constantly make sure we're working on making our business as carbon neutral as possible while extending our product range to 50 ml and a litre. Good luck to all the contestants. Thank you so much for your time, and I welcome your very easy questions.
Amazing. Great job, Anthony. Let's bring back our panel of judges for some Q&A. Simone, why don't you get us going here?
On mute.
Thank you, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Anthony, great job on your presentation.
Thank you.
And thank you for your time this morning.
Well, thank you.
Great idea and a really interesting one. I have two-part question. One, I see this as being a much easier opportunity for you on the coasts, where the awareness of this opportunity we have with our oceans and to clean them up is much greater. And I guess my question for you is that, do you lead with that in your presentation? Because I think that's such a significant part of the proposition you offer. You know how vodka is a very tough category to crack, especially in this country with so many options. So I guess my two-part question is, one, what are your thoughts on how you want to grow this in the interior of the United States, where there are less oceans? And two, what are your thoughts on your presentation, and how do you lead with the environmental aspect?
Yeah, so in all honesty, when we started, we heavily lent on cause conscious mission because something John and I are really passionate about. But the feedback we got from the juice itself was a bit of a game changer. People felt like it tasted, we got weights like it tasted like water, it's dangerous, all these different things saying how smooth it was. So we go in with liquor and lips because we don't want to dilute our cause. It's very marketable, don't get me wrong, and it's authentic. The authenticity of our mission statement is going to be the breath and lifeblood between our business. So on cocktail menus, for example, when we go into retailers, we'll present, if it's Ovo Espresso Martini, there's a little asterisk underneath that says, for every drink you take is the equivalent of taking 1 to 2 plastic bottles off the ocean. That's very marketable on the on-prem. On the off-prem, we have shelf danglers that show the cause, and it's about the education as well as the liquor on lips. So we lead with liquor on lips, but then we do follow up and make sure that we educate both consumers and our customers on the difference we are trying to make. We're trying to disrupt an industry from within the industry. And at the company of our size, steps like making a plastic-free bottle starts there, but it's going to, from all the merch we use, everything of that nature, we are constantly trying to keep ourselves accountable to what we say we do.
And Justin, would love to hear your perspective.
Yeah, hi, thank you. First of all, I love the product. I love the packaging. I love the pitch. We got to save the oceans. I just had a question on-premise strategy in a vodka landscape it's very, saturated. I'm just curious about that. And then secondly, I was curious, are you able to correlate or keep a running tally of oceans or what you're cleaning out of the oceans rather than just saying you're cleaning the oceans to show what you're actually doing?
Yeah, so it's not us. So it's not us physically. Our partner, Bye Plastics, actually based on the donation, they host these cleanups that we fund. And so the metric that we use is what they take out of a year and how much that costs. That's how we get to the 12 plastic bottles. In terms of our sales and what that contributes to, last year we took 13,000 plastic bottles out of the ocean, which isn't even scratching the surface. This is from, what would have been mostly self-distribution on our point. As we grow distribution-wise, we want to get those rookie numbers right up there. Onto your on-premise question, we attack the cocktail menus. That's not new to anyone. That's what every brand tries to do. We feel like we have a little bit of extra seasoning, shall we say, because we have the asterisks that tends to get that buy-in from the consumer. When we get on cocktail menus, we tend to stay there. We're lucky enough to do that. If failing that for whatever reason, we'll go in and we'll go liquor on lip strategy. And we go in, we rarely save it with as part of a cocktail. We have it chilled or on the rocks, and we say, listen, we know you're not traditionally used to drinking this, whatever demographic you're in front of, give us a try, let us know what you think. And touch wood, we tend to get the result and the reaction that we want to. So cocktail makes first with the asterisks, followed by the liquor on lips.
And I want to hear quickly from Tony, because I know vodka's your jam. You're definitely a vodka guy. Quick one, Tony.
Yeah, no, I very much enjoyed the vodka. I've tasted a few vodkas in my day.
Yeah.
In writing vodka distilled, but yeah, I kind of disagree with you just a little bit. I thought it was a very complex vodka. I mean, beautiful mouthfeel, which is the first thing I always judge.
Yeah.
It was creamy, had a beautiful texture, cream corn, touch of caramel. I mean, really very complex for a vodka. Brought all those foreign notes to the party, and I agree with you. I put it in the freezer and drank it straight.
Yeah.
Only this was a spoonful of caviar, but
Thank you, and I like all those words you used as well. So yeah, I'm glad you liked it and the description. I really appreciate it. We like I said, come from a place where vodka isn't traditionally used. Grabbed the taste of it, got involved as we do, to fit in, and then it developed a flavor profile for our taste, and we're really happy where we landed. We really are.
All right, thanks, Anthony. Next up, we're going to hear from Richard Hewitt from Unicorn Distillery. Founders Rick and Elena Hewitt wanted to create a beverage that celebrates the change maker in all of us. Unicorn makes color-changing spirits for those who want to stand out from the crowd and just have fun. All right, go to it.
Great. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. I know many of you are familiar with purple gins that turn pink due to their infusion of butterfly pea flowers. This tea flower has been famous for its color-changing reaction to acidity for hundreds of years. However, it wasn't until September of 2021 that the US FDA approved the butterfly pea flower for use by American beverage innovators. Hi, I'm Rick Hewitt, founder of Unicorn Distillery, America's original producer of all-natural, color-changing vodka and tequila. Our spirits are less acidic than other producers, close to the pH of water. When the spirits are infused with the tea flower, they retain the tea flower's natural cobalt blue color. It's Unicorn's unique tricolor and dual color changing experience that's really unlike any other. We're passionate about innovation. Our cocktails are fun, playful, and they'll boost the mood of you and your guests. My journey into the realm of spirits really began with my discovery of the butterfly pea flower. It's this tiny tea flower that produces a pigment called anthocyanin. Anthocyanin is what is changing with the different pH levels to create the different color changes. The tea flowers we get are imported, organically grown and imported into the US by co-op of farmers in Thailand. And they are considered a dye or a coloring, not really a flavoring. So they impart a very soft, subtle floral flavor, but they're largely unnoticed on the palate. In non-acidic liquids like water or unicorn spirits, the tea flower is a real pretty blue color. But if you add it to anything slightly acidic, like soda water or most other spirits, it turns purple. We accomplish this by just adding a drop of lime or two and giving it a shake, and you'll see that it turns purple. However, if you were to mix in a full squeeze of lime, it'll turn pink. And it's really when I discovered this blue, purple, pink cocktail experience that I wanted to create a cocktail brand for my generation, a better for you drinking experience that really uses the best raw ingredients to create the best cocktails. So after hours of R&D and a few late nights, a new champion for the category was born. A unique corn vodka, a unicorn that tastes as great as it looks. We use soft water from the Cascade Mountains of the snow melt of the Cascade Mountains to create a really smooth and crisp vodka. We paint the bottles black to protect the liquid from sunlight, so we don't have to use any additives or color stabilizers. The corks are made of real wood and Portuguese cork oak to add a touch of luxury and a reminder of our all-natural roots. These spirits don't just taste great, they're social media gold. Our community and influencer network have generated over 15 million impressions. Our success is evident with Total Wine videos that have over 1 million views, to steakhouses, casinos, nightclubs, all getting in on the action. Unicorn's passionate team of experts have over 40 years of experience with Pernod Ricard, Bacardi, Caesars, and Young's. Our goal is to provide bartenders and operators with spirits that will improve the guest experience, add value without extra cost or time. We're thrilled about our upcoming partnership with Princess Cruises and our expansion into Safeway and Albertsons. Just this month, we launched in Scottsdale and in San Diego. Now, I come from the tech background, where unicorn means billion-dollar company, and we aim to inspire the next generation of visionaries to stand out from the crowd and celebrate change. My former CEO at Salesforce, Mark Benioff, taught me the 1-1-1 model for giving back, where we donate 1% of our profits, 1% of our products, and 1% of our employee time to causes in our communities. This is a full circle moment for me. Having just left the corporate grind to pursue beverage, returning to Caesars means returning to my first employer out of college to help showcase this magical ingredient.
Just about 30 seconds left.
Thank you for your time today. Let's make the cocktail world a more colorful place together. Cheers.
All right, nice. Let's start with Lacey this time.
Thanks, Rick. Great presentation, and thanks for the color changing little example there. I love that. So you mentioned a lot of on-premise accounts and on-premise activations, but I also heard you say Safeway and Albertsons. My question for you is, how are you planning your off-premise activations when you're marketing a product that changes color in a bottle that you can't see the liquid?
Right. Yeah, we call it liquid to eyes marketing, right? And it's really getting out, doing those tasting events in the Total Wines, in the BevMos, really anywhere where we can kind of get the liquid out of the bottle. That's that intentional kind of surprise and delight of, wow, it's blue. Why is it blue coming from the black? It gives you that surprise wow moment where you would eat with your eyes and see it blue. It doesn't convey the same luxury purple does. People think blue raspberry, they think sweet. They're not necessarily thinking that this is just vodka or just tequila. We combated that in some of our early R&D, and that's really that and the leverage of the bottle, tea flower fading over time. We wanted to protect that because we wanted to be in pools in Scottsdale and San Diego and places that are warm and hot and cruise ships and things like that.
Ray, what are your thoughts?
So this is quite a unique product proposition, something that bartenders could have a lot of fun with. In particular with the butterfly flower. How are you getting that message out as to butterfly flower, how it really doesn't add to the taste, but does add to the reaction, how it's, you know, not necessarily a dye that just got thrown in, you know, a man-made dye. What has been some of the feedback that you've gotten from the bartenders? Because this just screams bartenders and mixology.
It really does. And luckily, a lot of the hard work has been done by those gins, right? So the natural extension over to martinis, mules, margaritas, it's a welcome breath of fresh air to that experience that's already been so lucrative for the on-premise account. So I would say it's kind of a two-pronged approach. We do use the top-down model of influencers. We're sending kits out all the time, just like you guys received, to influencers, so we can get unboxing videos and things like that posted in social. And then we have a whole team of people, 7 individuals who are on the street all up and down the West Coast, who are working with bartenders, doing that day-to-day training. And we're really trying to work with directors of F&B who want to motivate their team to improve guest experience, because this is really a tool to engage that captive audience and get them excited about something they can't get at home. And we target those retailers who value that.
Justin, curious to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, thank you, Rick. And touche on the unicorn. Dad, I love a dad joke. It was great.
Yeah.
Just curious if you have like a toolkit of cocktails already in hand for bartenders and mixologists, because like mentioned before, this obviously is meant for mixology.
Yeah, we encourage layering, and we encourage the sidecar as our 2 bartender skills. Contrail actually is at the same pH as our spirits, doesn't change the color. So we encourage that as a margarita or into a martini, and you shake with that. That way you can keep it blue in the glass, and then you add the citrus right at the last second in front of the guest. And we do have a few of those already in some cool marketing materials.
All right. Simone, do you have any quick thoughts?
Again, thank you for the call out on the dad joke. That was great. Great presentation, great product. I think the package is perfect. I assume, you know, the thing I always worry about in regards to dark bottles, especially one that's going to be so heavily played in the on-premise, is that you've made sure and you've tested it in dark bars, and that it's going to stand out and consumers are going to be able to order it, because that is a lot of decisions are made at that last minute, and I'd hate, you know, for this to get lost in that you know, sort of decision tree that happens as the guest is bellying up to the bar. I guess you know, you mentioned it, and I wonder if there's an opportunity to play off of the better for you category with some of the ingredients you're putting in there, and if there's any messaging behind that you're testing.
Absolutely, yeah. The tea flower actually has a whole bunch of health benefits around it. Of course, it being 40% ethanol limits the amount of health products we can really position it as. But we do that by encouraging non-alcoholic coffee shops and things. We want to get a category hype going around butterfly pea flower, where we're the spirit producer. But Starbucks did this in 2019. We really think the tea flower is going to continue to become a momentum builder, and we're just going to play in the spirit side of that.
All right, that's just about what we have time for. Rick, thank you so much. We're halfway through, folks. Can you believe it? Our brands who are presenting today, halfway. I hope you're all enjoying hearing from them and the feedback from our judges. Next up, we have Adrian Grinnell from Gin Sorgin, part of Pardello Wines. A French native and passionate about this sector, Adrian brings his global expertise, relationships, and industry ideas to Gin Sorgin. Adrian, let's hear from you.
Hi, how are you doing, guys? Thank you very much for giving me the time to introduce you to Sorgin. So I'm delighted to be here today. To be honest with you, we've been working on the market during like a couple of years now to promote this incredible gin. So I guess I can tell, you can guess by my accent where the gin come from. So I am French native, and the gin is from France. So we're going to talk about this incredible product. And I'm, again, delighted to be able to introduce you this Sorgin. So Sorgin is a project that has been created by François Lurton, which is a winemaker, and his wife, Sabine Lurton. So they are both involved in this Sorgin project. And, you know, this is actually a female-owned company, because Sabine Lurton, François' wife, she's the owner. She was in charge of the packaging and all the marketing around that product. François Lurton is actually, you know, French, but international winemaker. It's coming from this 4th generation of, you know, winemaker from southwest of France, the Lurton family, which is a big family in the wine industry in France. he was traveling around the world and trying to settle Sauvignon Blanc pretty much everywhere. So he developed a very deep knowledge and interesting expertise in the Sauvignon Blanc grape, especially in southwest of France, in Gascony. So we have an estate winery, 150 hectares in Gascony, southwest of France, 100% Sauvignon Blanc. And we produce a wine that is an iconic wine that we send in, all around the world, in the US, but also in 80 different markets around the world. This wine production allowed us in 2016 to create the first batch of Sorgin, which is actually the first and still the only gin created from a wine-based Sauvignon Blanc with 6 botanicals. So this is very exciting for us to be able to introduce this brand new product in the category in the US. We use 6 botanicals with lemon, lime, zest, grapefruit, but also some violet, blackcurrant broom, and broom. So those are the 6 botanicals we've been using. And as I said, this is a very unique product. So you definitely want to enjoy the Sauvignon Blanc expression on the gin. 6 botanicals. So all the process happened in Bordeaux, in southwest of France. So this gin falls in the category of premium distilled gin. I truly believe that the aromatic intensity is what it can call on you. I mean, every time I've been tasting like different, bar, restaurants, liquor store around the US over the last 2 years, I was in Washington, DC, and I just transitioned to market manager in Florida. Every single time it's a wow. And it's a foot in the door in so many places for us because we are a wine grower. So we produce wine and we have a wine portfolio to introduce. And this is a sweet and unique bridge in between the world of wine and the world of spirits. So I truly believe in that product because every single time people are enthusiasts, they want to try, they want to know more, and we are here to educate people. We actually have a team of 3 different people, the sales director in Austin, Texas, myself, I just transitioned in Florida, and we have a new brand ambassador in Illinois, Chicago. And we are planning to expand with 5 more employees this year to promote the gin. We have different versions of the gin. And as you can see in that banner,
30 seconds.
are a yellow gin, but also the gin rosé that we just released in the US. This is, a true alternative in the gin category, a new proposition. I think it's a new experience for a lot of people in the industry. Gin enthusiasts, but also some people that they don't know a lot about gin. It's very fruity, very delicate. And the Sorgin means witch in Basque, which is Sabine's nickname, and this is a Basque celebration. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this product, and I'm going to be happy to answer your question. Santé.
Santé, merci, Adrian. Tony, I'd love to start with you, my friend. What are your thoughts?
Well, I didn't hear you mention juniper when you were talking about the botanicals. And obviously it needs to have juniper, but it seems light on the juniper. Very unique. The yellow gin was something like I've never tasted. I would use the word elegant. Very elegant, beautiful mouthfeel. But the yellow gin, if you gave it to me blind, I don't know if I could discern that it's actually gin. It's so unique, so different. The straight gin, beautiful on its own, beautiful in a martini, and again, very elegant. So well done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the feedback.
Simone, what are your thoughts?
Thank you, Jonathan. Beautiful gins. And I was really, to Tony's point, you didn't mention the juniper, but I don't think it really leads with the juniper. It's got a beautiful sort of citrus feel on the mouth, and even a little bit of that acid tang that I think would make it very interesting to play with cocktails. I guess I would be interested in some of your thoughts around how you came up with this specific profile. It's beautiful, and I think it would be very interesting in a couple of key cocktails, and I'm sure Tony and Jonathan could make hay with it. But I'm wondering about your thought process and how you came up with the balance of flavors.
Yeah, that's a very good question, and I'm actually happy to educate every single account I've been working with over the last 2 years. I didn't mention the juniper because obviously it has to be by law, but it's so soft and smooth and on the palate. because of the wine base. So you definitely don't want to lose that wine base aspects and the citrusy coming from the Sauvignon Blanc. So you go through a distillation process. So we had natural Sauvignon Blanc aromas also as a distillate with the juniper. But talking about cocktails, there's some creation that you can make, but this is a very, very versatile product, I would say. Gin and tonic with premium tonic, a slide of orange works perfectly, but I would highly recommend some other creation if you want the Solgin basil's match. So with a basil leaves that you can use and you can gently mash and add the Solgin on with syrup and sugar syrup and lemon juice. That would be something interesting. It's very fresh, and you don't want to lose this aromatic aspect of the base of the spirits. So that would be my two recommendations. And again, you can play with also, gin and tonic, obviously, but dry martini are doing very, very well. And using vermouths, white vermouths, would be also an option.
Lacey, we would love to hear what your thoughts are.
Well, I like anything tied in with a little witch theme. So how do you plan to promote that that tie-in with your brand?
So I'm gonna give a witch hat to everybody.
Why you been holding out on us?
All right. Yeah. No, we have a couple of plans. Obviously, the witch hat for the Halloween season. Obviously, there's going to be a big time for us. But we definitely want to promote the gin. So we have a big incentive program for the 2024 years. So we're gonna give a free bottle of sample to every single account for new placement in 2024. Big time. We have a handful amount of accounts around 6 different states over the US. We've been building the brand on the last 2 years. I've been developing the market in Washington, DC and Maryland. And I know for a fact that people need to taste gin. They need to have a simple bottle open on the speed rack and to release signature cocktails. So this is pretty much what we want to negotiate in every single placement, giving an extra bottle for 1 6-pack in every single account. They're gonna take the Soul Gin. So that's the plan for 2024. We have a team and we are active on the market. We are visiting our distributor and talking with different bars, making sure we have the gin rolling, because gin is unique, but you need to taste it. Once you taste it, people coming and they can ask for. But first, we need the people to taste. So that's the plan for 2024.
All right, thank you. Now on to our 5th contender, Harvey Williams from Delta Dirt. A 30-year veteran of the food industry, Harvey and his family had the goal of returning home to connect with their 4th-generation family farm to produce a world-class vodka. Harvey, please do tell us about your brand.
Hi. Let me start by saying thank you to the judges and congratulations to all the other contestants. This is exciting for all of us. My name is Harvey Williams, and my wife, Donna, and I started Delta Dirt Distillery. We're the co-founders. But our story and our brand really starts with my grandfather, U.D. Williams, who had this idea that he was going to buy our farm out of sharecropping, just as his dad had attempted to do. And in 1949, my granddad was able to do that. That road wasn't straightforward. He actually picked his cotton that year, just like he had in years past. But he took his cotton to a different giner than his landowner and took the proceeds from that, plus the money he was making on the side, making moonshine, and went and bought our 86-acre farm. Fast forward, my dad started farming years later, and things had really changed. So with a small farm, he had to transform our farm into more of a vegetable operations from traditional row crops. Fast forward another 30 years, my wife and I moved back home and had successful careers, living across America and spent some time in the Netherlands. But we were home and wanted to own our own business and have that somehow tied to the farm. So this idea of a craft distillery really checked all the boxes for us. And my dad had become known for producing some of the sweetest sweet potatoes that you could ever imagine eating. So I got this notion that we could produce a sweet potato vodka from that. So after months and months and really many months of R&D, my son and I were able to create this premium vodka from a unique blend of sweet potatoes and corn. we thought we had something good. So in 2022, we entered into 3 competitions, and we earned the top award in all 3 of those, including the San Francisco World Spirits with their double gold, and the American Craft Spirits Association's gold and best of class for the vodka category. Delta Dirt's mission really from the very beginning has always been about raising spirits in the Delta. And we put that commitment on our very first bottle. To give you a bit of context about the area, the distillery is located about 20 miles from the farm, from here. And it's in historic downtown Helena. It's the home of the world famous King Biscuit Blues Festival. But the area is also known for some things that are not so favorable. One is that we boast the highest poverty rate in the state at 42%. And then in 2023, we were named one of the worst cities to live in the state of Arkansas. However, on a much brighter note, our investment, and really it was mostly Donna and I's investment into this distillery, has been the brightest highlight of this area in decades. In fact, the distillery recently won the Arkansas Governor's Tourism Attraction of the Year Award and has quickly become a favorite destination. So as you think about it now, Delta Dirt really has done what it set out to do, and that is to uplift an underserved community with the spirits and with the story of a great American resiliency story. So let's talk initial numbers, which may not knock your socks off right away, but we're really proud of those and excited about them because those numbers reflect sustained sales and some incremental growth. In 2022, we ended the year at 691 9-liter cases. And then we just ended 2023 at over 1,200 cases. Our tasting room is a fantastic space, and the tours give us an excellent opportunity to engage our customers and really create a loyal customer following.
Just about 30 seconds.
Okay, we now have statewide distribution across Arkansas, and most recently entered the Memphis market. And from the very beginning, our goal has been to win our home state, which means going into new markets when we can responsibly do that by putting feet on the street and matching what our capacity could do here at the distillery. So with that said, Delta Dirt's name is really getting out there, and thanks to distillery guests and some of the stories that have been written about us. So now it's time to take a sip.
All right, thanks so much, Harvey. Let us move on to our judges again for some Q&A. Lacey, moving on to you.
Hi, Harvey. Thank you for that great presentation. I am also a multi-generational family member and a long legacy of, well, we're wholesalers, but so I love hearing the family legacy. There were so many interesting highlights to this brand, whether it's the legacy, the family, the sweet potatoes, the geographical area that you're coming from and the struggles. So when you think about growing outside of Arkansas, I know you mentioned Memphis as well, what's the highlight of your, what's the elevator pitch? What's the one thing that Delta Dirt's focus point is when you have a myriad of really great things to talk about your brand?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. And our brand seems to resonate with so many people up north, people all over the country connect with our story in terms of family legacy. It's a premium brand, a really, really good story. And it seems to connect with whether you're from the country, whether you're from the city. It seems to be a brand that says, I can connect with these guys.
Great, thank you.
Ray Lombard, any questions, comments for Harvey?
Yes. As far as your strategy, how do you envision launching? Are you looking to launch home state, neighboring states? Are you looking for a full national, full on board national launch? And if so, how are you going to support that launch with the resources and the executional tools for the marketplace?
Yeah, it's a great question because what we're doing is really launching regionally. We have Arkansas, the Memphis market, Mississippi, Alabama. We're going across North Carolina, but we also have because of some of this national press we're getting, we went out and got an e-commerce platform so people can order our products online. So we have orders that are shipping out weekly to California, New York, Florida, and they're being distributed across the state. But in terms of our boots on the ground and putting feet on the street, we've been hiring people and putting them in those states that we're going after, which is Tennessee, across the state of Arkansas, over in Alabama, and the next state is going to be North Carolina and Louisiana, which are neighboring states. So it's sort of a regional approach, but a national footprint in terms of people being able to order our products.
Very nice.
Simone, I think we have time for another.
Sure. Harvey, I think that's a great approach, growing out from your home place like that, making sure, to your earlier point, that you own the home place. It's a great product. It's delicious, and I love the story. I think it's interesting that you chose 86 proof. I'd love to hear a little bit about that. And then if you would, tell me about the home place and how many visitors are you getting? Is it something that you're really focusing on? Because I think that is an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. We, in terms of the proof, you picked up on that. The 86 acres is right there on the proof. I mean, standard vodka is going to be 80 proof, but is 86 in terms of the number of acres that my granddad was able to buy the farm at in 49. So that stands out. And plus, it's the same year my wife and I graduated high school, so there's a personal touch there. In terms of the space and the distillery, we are really attracting people from all over the country. This King Biscuit Blues Festival has people from all over the world actually come. So we are local. People come in and are so excited. It's actually introducing new businesses on this street and trying to revitalize an area that has been somewhat forgotten. So we think there's an opportunity to build brand loyalty here at the distillery. We are, in the process of barreling our own next line of products, which is going to be our line of bourbon or brown. So I think we have an opportunity to really create a brand that would be in demand here.
And I know Tony wants to chime in.
Yeah, absolutely. Harvey, well done. I wrote a book called Vodka Distilled, so I've tasted hundreds of vodkas. It's kind of my jam. But this is very, very unique. And the choice of the sweet potato, I've only tried one other sweet potato vodka out of Canada, and it didn't have the complexities that yours does. And I always say when it comes to vodka, it's about what you're able to retain in the final distillate rather than what you distill and filter out. And it's a lovely, lovely. I'm just curious, what is the percentage of corn to sweet potato in this?
It's about a 68, 60, 70% sweet potato to corn. So we surprisingly enough, my idea was we originally had 100% sweet potato, and then there was some earthiness there that we wanted to blend out. So that's when we started integrating a blend of corn, and we got to a sweet spot there, about 68% of the sweet potato.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So now we are on to our final contenders, Donna DeMotor and Rita Mitten from Vodka Friday. Vodka Friday, the only women-owned spirit company in Canada, a testament to breaking barriers and empowerment in the entrepreneurial landscape. Rita, please do tell us about your brand.
So picture this. Friday nights was a melting pot of camaraderie, 80s dance moves, and a chorus of Don't Stop Believing. For 15 years, Vodka Friday just didn't start as a brand. It was born from these legendary gatherings. In those nights, everyone found a place, no judgment, just a celebration of authenticity. You be you and I'll be me was our anthem. This was not a support group. We didn't give a flying martini if you'd had a bad week. The inclusivity, the laughter, the moments became our trademark, officially registering it on October 6, 2021. And from that day, Dawn and I hit the ground running. The essence of those unforgettable Friday nights pulsates through every bottle we craft. It's the heart and soul of our brand. It's a tribute to the magic of togetherness and the power of being true to oneself. Dawn and I had searched for the perfect business collaboration, but it was like a lightning bolt when we realized the answer we'd been living all along, and it was our beloved Friday nights. The energy, the inclusivity, the joy, we had the power to turn that into something extraordinary that knew no boundaries. As for why vodka? Well, it was simple. We loved to drink it. Why Friday? Because you needed the weekend to recover from the sheer awesomeness of our gatherings. That lightning strike moment ignited the birth of Vodka Friday, where our favorite night and our favorite drink converged into a brand that celebrates the spirit of unity, fun, and living life to the fullest. We have our non-negotiables. First, we were adamant about infusing the fun of our legendary Friday nights into our alcohol branding, which we've done on our packaging. Second, delivering top quality, top shelf quality without the hefty price tag was a must. Why choose us? Well, our brand news is cool, inviting everyone to the party, but why will you return? Because we taste fantastic. Our journey started with a love for vodka, prompting us to dive in and unravel its secrets. Rolling up our sleeves, we concocted a proprietary filtering system that banishes the burn. We obsess over using only natural premium flavorings and cane sugar when sweetness is needed. Our vodkas are made with Ontario corn. Our flavored vodkas have 0 sugar in them, which lends to great cocktails and fun for mixologists. We extend the same focus on quality for our RTD martinis and coolers. The results? Well, we have validation. 2 fermenters from the esteemed London Spirit Competition in 2022. Our yuzu flavored vodka and our classic vodka proudly cinched these awards, motivating us to aim even higher this year, setting our sights on goal. In Ontario, breaking into the LCBO scene, second only to Costco globally in alcohol retail, was a colossal win. The LCBO, usually hesitant towards Ontario producers, embraced our product, and in under 6 months, our naivety, which became our superpower, earning us our first listing, and now proudly we have 4 products gracing their shelves. Our collaboration with Duty Freeze and Duty Free International opened new horizons, prompting the creation of a product lineup you see today. But our victories didn't stop there. We were the cooler sponsor for the LPGA Women's Canadian Open, to sponsoring race cars, concerts, sporting events, and comedy events. Our reach expanded beyond our provinces into Alberta and BC, and in any event that we've done, we've outsold beer every time. Our journey doesn't just span provinces, it's international. From ventures in China to Bermuda, to discussions in India and now the USA, our brand's international confirmation is undeniable. At Vodka Friday, our doors are wide open. Everyone from every corner of the globe is welcome to join our celebration. Winning isn't just about accolades for us, it's about standing tall on our own merits. Our brand speaks volumes with its innovative product and cheeky branding, mirroring the essence of our legendary nights on every label, a tribute to those unforgettable moments. At the outset, Don and I didn't fully grasp the significance of being women-owned and operated. However, our journey uncovered the importance of this identity. Our partners have encouraged us to proudly wave that flag, recognizing our position at the forefront in Canada and among a select few in the US. What we're doing goes beyond breaking glass ceilings. We're shattering vodka bottles against it. Our significance is clear. We're not just carving a path, we're making a meaningful impact while our product stands strong on its own. Winning enables us to continue expanding and sharing our narrative. Thank you for considering our story. Good luck to all the other contestants. And this journey is about resilience, innovation, and the power of diversity and inclusivity.
All right, thank you, Rita. Now let's bring back our esteemed panel of judges for a little Q&A. Justin, let's go to you first.
Hi, Rita. Thank you very much. And first question I have, I guess, is how do I get invited to this party? Because it sounds like a blast. Secondly, I'm just curious if you have a lead SKU within your lineup of vodkas, and then if you're having better success on or off premise.
So we are, it's funny, the consumer really gravitate to us. So where we are in retail, we do well, but off premise, because Don and I do a lot of the stuff ourselves. We run around like crazy, and we're very much a part of the brand. And then they can taste it. But the buy-in is essentially, I don't think people expect the product to be as good as it is. Our lead product, honestly, would be our vodka because the category is so big. But what is sneaky for us right now is our ready-to-drink martinis. So they're doing incredibly well at the duty frees, like incredibly well. And then our coolers, that's just a volume play anyway. The reason we went with all 3 categories, really, it was the duty frees that put us into it. They wanted our brand to be a big position in their stores, and they needed more product, and we had the development done.
All right, Ray, what do you think?
On the espresso martini package, how do you price it on the shelf, and how do you convey to the consumer how to best use the espresso martini package?
like the shake. It's just a pour and drink. Neck tags, and we cross market our stuff as well. Like because we have so many products now at retail, at least in our market, that we can put little minis on each of the product to cross market them. But the ready to drink martini, yeah, it's a shake and pour, and it has with a neck tag on it to say that.
Okay, excellent. And what's your retail on the vodka, and what do you envision your average retail to be on the vodka, and then what would it be on the espresso martini RTD?
So we're positioned in the US will be around $22.99. There's room that's just a broad brush that we're doing. I mean, every state has their own sort of thing, but we've also made room for them to do an LTO if they need to at retail on that. The martinis are going to be priced at the same. There'll be continuity on that for sure. In Ontario, it's much higher. We're $35 because the government has their hands in our pocket like you could not imagine.
Yeah.
Lacey, do you have any questions for Rita?
Yeah, you're mentioning some really great points of distribution, like the duty-free shops. Can you share what your annual case sales have been the last couple of years that you've been?
We just started with the duty-free shops. We've been with them for about 6 months. But to give you an idea, when we launched our martinis with them, they went through and just the ones that we were in Ontario at the time, they went through 3,600 bottles. So that would be 300 cases in 2.5 months. In 7 of them. And keep in mind, our volume is not like your volume is on the US side, not even close, right? But so that was it. And then what happens with that is that we've actually established over the duty frees a pretty significant American business where they're coming over because you're allowed to bring so much more product over the border than we are. You can bring 10 liters over. So the feedback that's coming back to us is that they are now coming over specifically to buy our product to bring it into whether it's Michigan or New York or I don't know where Kingston borders. I'm not that great at geography. Thank God I drink for a living. Just kidding. but anyway, it is yeah. So we just received the listing for the LCBO and the martinis. We'll be shipping them in, and it becomes a general listing, which is a huge win for us actually. And the international stuff we've been to Shanghai, we've been to Bermuda. We have an agency we're working with in Bermuda. We're fine-tuning that. And China, we are aligned ourselves with a very prominent family in Beijing that want to bring it in for the country. The cool thing about our brand is it transcends every language, every border. Nobody pushes back against it because it makes sense, because it essentially is fun. And that's our lead in for on-premise as well. Even if we can't go in at bar rail, we don't have the means to do that. And I don't mean the inability to supply the product. We don't have the pockets to do that. But what we do have is a highly promotable brand. So what we do is we go into it with our flavored vodkas and our regular vodka. Just put us in on Friday night. Let us do a cocktail menu with us. Do a vodka Friday happy hour, whatever it is. And then what that's done is it's pushed our brand into rail. Because the product, I mean, the one thing about the bar business, if you have a great cocktail and you've had fun, you're going back. So we don't necessarily need to do the same marketing creativity that gets done at this stage because we can increase sales.
Great,
thank you, Rita. Thank you to all of our competitors and judges. Now we will send our judges to do the difficult task of deliberating on this category winner, who will move on to the championship round live on stage at Access Live on January 30th in Las Vegas with a certain someone as your host. So please don't go anywhere while our judges deliberate. Well, that looks like fun. Lovely sizzle reel there. I cannot wait for WSWA Access Live this year. And it seems like just yesterday we were there. And I really look forward to being in Las Vegas again, because it is a wonderful city and I get to see some great friends and family, industry family, of course. So you can go ahead and scan that QR code so that you can join us and register at Access Live. It's just accesslive.wswa.org. Judges are still deliberating, so we're just going to pause for another quick second, and we will have our winning contender very shortly. And it really was a tough competition here, stiff competition, because we have some amazing products, some amazing stories, some amazing liquid. And these judges are extremely educated in all aspects, branding and supplier side and wholesales. And it really is an amazing set of contenders and judges, as I said before. So once we have the results from the judges, we will get that over to you. Okay, holy moly. This is terrific. All right. So here we are, folks. Here we are. Is everybody ready? I think we have a winning team, and it's very exciting. Hopefully you did get some great information as our judges were determining today's winner of the Vodka Gin Brand Battle Tournament, who will proceed to the Brand Battle Championship in Las Vegas, live on stage at Access Live. So, oh my gosh, deep breath. Today's vodka and gin category winner is, drumroll. Is there anyone? Is there? Okay.
No, it's just an imaginary drum roll today.
It's an imaginary. Okay, it's an imaginary drum roll. And the winner is Delta Dirt.
Whoa!
Yeah. Congratulations. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. A big congrats on your win. Your award will be mailed to you in the next few weeks. And also someone will be in touch with you with regards to Access Live and whatnot. Someone will get back to you. So, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm thrilled again to announce Delta Dirt as our winner of the Vodka Gin category. I want to thank all of our contenders who participated today. All of their information can be found online and on our website. The link has been placed in the chat box. And again, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Delta Dirt, and we will see you at Access Live.